there's many things on the private side of living that we kind of take for granted, and we don't understand the differences of public versus private, like in insurance or um, your computer. A lot of people don't know, and we're working through some of the ways to get this stuff resolved, but a lot of people don't know that, just your computer has a sub computer embedded into the chip, whether it's AMD or I'm blanking on the main chip name, but they have another computer, and they have full access to your machine and the controls over your machine. So we're working on different elements. We've nailed down the jurisdictional element. We've gotten to the point where we're working on enforcement. We're working on private side business support, meaning being able to have a business on the streets in the private where everybody becomes a member, it's unregistered. And then the enforcement to both the city council, local sheriff, to uphold the different elements of enforcement. Sorry about the noise. These guys are downstairs and drilling right underneath me. So if you hear anything, my apologies, but it is what it is. Um, let me know if you can hear that. Did you just hear that? Yes, no, maybe. Let me know, because that was loud. Anyway, I see we got about 25 people on, 24 people. Good. So the next steps for us in the element of understanding privacies, because I don't want government intrusion. I'm the government, and when you've come into the private, you become a state citizen, you're the government. So why do we have a corporation intruding in on our affairs, our day-to-day affairs? And so we're looking at ways to take care of the technology issues, the telephone issues, and we're going to be making introductions on all that, including plans that would help from a standpoint of carriers that are private. Believe it or not, there are some that are out there that are private, and with good terms of services. And so I think this is kind of going to be a different and a very serious thing in the future. There's going to be this very small private sector of people, just like there's a very small private citizen sector, and then and businesses to support that. What you're about to hear is, I'm looking for him right now. He's not on just yet. What you're about to hear is a conversation between old buddies. I've known this guy for 35 years. I was one of the youngest agents to work for New York Life Insurance Company. And he and I sat in cubicles back to back, and we would have a lot of fun messing around with each other, just from the standpoint of answering each other's phones. If I heard his phone ring and he was coming down the hall, I'd pick it up and say, German's cubicle, and just having fun with him. I never actually really did it. What I did was picked up the phone, and he thought I pressed the button, but it made the phone stop ringing, and he would pick it up and he'd be infuriated with me, but he did it to me too. So we had a lot of fun, but we grew this friendship and this trust. Now he's this bigwig, and he's he's an astute broker with a lot of knowledge. And he's also in the Black Belt Hall of Fame. You maybe know him. He's also a movie star. He's been in 1 or 2 movies. But what I appreciate about him is his relationship with the Lord and his friendship with me. Those are the only 2 things that matter to me. And when I'm introducing something to somebody, to have the knowledge that this guy has with 35 years of experience, and to be a guy that could add our members using a tax ID number of your foundation into an existing insurance plan where there is no way that you're not going to get issued. It's guaranteed issue insurance, and that is unheard of in the industry. And what's also unheard of is to have it be private, where it's acceptable to utilize the tax ID number versus a social security number, meaning they're not going to monetize this. And that's super important to me. That's the different element of why I don't want to pick a public company to do business with, why I don't want to pick a credit card company to do business with. I don't want the elements of them being able to monetize And that's why I don't do debt. I don't do notes. I don't do home or whatever notes. It's one of those because they can monetize. And so what we're about to hear is the rollout of something that's very special for HISAdvocates members. And let me see, you want to adjourn? Give me a sec. He is screaming to get there. He's going to say it's not his fault. I want everybody to give him a hard time. So every question that you ask, start with, hey, where were you? Why weren't you on time? That he's my friend. It's okay. We're going to grind him today. That's what homies do, right? Right, Dallas? Come on, brother. You know it. You dang well know it. Because we had this meeting planned for a week. He should have been at his desk, right? He's opening his computer right now. Here we go. So again, get your questions posted. I'm going to be pulling them out of the, yeah, Greg, the CPU. It's a CPU on a CPU. It's kind of nerve-wracking with what these guys are thinking about doing to try to invade on our privacy. But what they can do is take complete control of the machine. And it's been around for a while now, but you know, we're just starting to learn about it. Hold on. Private high cost codes, it's private. No, this isn't high cost insurance, and it is private only because you're not giving a social, meaning they're not able to monetize the insurance and get prepaid. They're actually going to have to use premium versus birth bond. And I know a lot of people don't understand that. I'm not going to get into that with people, but anything on a public side, because of the bankruptcy of the United States, if a public citizen is utilizing insurance, title, a note on a car, a note on a home, those things get monetized. Your bank account gets monetized. And so, but anything on the private side, like a PMA type of account, an unregistered organization, the reason why Bank of America and these major companies do not necessarily like insurance or like you to have an account with them on as a PMA or foundation or SSM, it's because they can't monetize it. It's the tax ID number. The tax ID number is the link to the BC. That's why right now, when a child is being born, the social security number is immediately being issued on the BC and associated to the BC. So, and guys, by the way, I'm really excited about what's coming forward on the birth certificate, and I'm going to be talking about that in the next couple of weeks. So hang tight, but we're going to reclaim the live born record. Let me put you on mute just for 1 minute and get my house to get a little more quiet. I'll be right back. All right. They should be coming on any second. Hello, Katie. Kristen, is Rob behind you, Kristen? What is MU? Miss you? I miss you too. MU. So Mark, Laurie, welcome. Matthew. What's up, Sprayberry? Chaconas. Did I say that right? Hey, Nicole. I'm going to screw this name up. Oriana Ofo. I hope I didn't get that. What's up, Ray? Renee? SA. Those are initials. What does that stand for? What's up, Scarlett? Toman. Oh, yeah. And the strongest name on this call goes to Asulu. Yeah. I'm looking for him. Give me a second. Now, remember what I said. I'm going to unmute you. If you want to raise your hand, go ahead. and we'll get you to be able to ask your question live, or if you want to post your question to the comments section, but make sure you help me give this guy a hard time. Let's grind him. How dare he not plan for traffic? Who doesn't plan for traffic? Come on, I did. I had traffic from the bedroom to the bathroom this morning, from the bathroom to the kitchen back to the bathroom into my office. All right, kitty, I'll let you up. Hold on. He's coming on. My cat has this thing about jumping up onto the window and looking out. So I'm gonna let her do that. That way she won't meow in my background the whole time. What is that? Entity to be determined? That's private. That's a private name. What's up, Corey, Gabriel, Carrie? Hang tight, guys. We're getting there. We got about 39 people on. If private, what forms of currency are accepted? FRN. It's just standard insurance, guys. This is an insurance company. You pay a premium every month. You have a card. In a lot of cases, zero deductible on pharma, and you present it to a doctor, and it's insurance. Hold on, again, I'm looking for him. Roy, Rhonda, hello. Trying to get everybody's names. About 40 people on now. Dan, what's up? Kristen, Carrie, Milagros. Did I pronounce that right? I'm not calling you gross. Milagros? I'm going to cry to myself. Hey, I don't know enough about this insurance, and I'm not even supposed to be talking about it, right? But what I can do is read a website. Guaranteed issue, no medical questions to enroll, no deductibles on prescription, no co-insurance. PPO network is nationwide. It's available in all 50 states. Remember, I'm just reading a website. No age band, one rate nationwide, available all year long, meaning it's not an open enrollment kind of insurance. You can get it at any time or any point during the year. So if you can't jump on it now, you can jump on it later. ACA compliant, have no idea what that means, covers both in network and out of network. So you can work within your nationwide network of coverage, your PPO, preferred provider option. I do know what that means. Hold on. He says he's in. Looking. German, I'm looking for you. German. He's not in. What name did you use? Here we go. Hold on. Yeah, I don't see him, guys. Hold on. He says he's in. We got a few more people jump on. What's up, Daryl? Welcome to the call. Angel, welcome to the call. There he is. Give me a sec. He's jumping on. He's on. Has to unmute.
I'm here, Kelby.
Hey, German, how you doing?
Right, I apologize for the delay.
That's all right, brother. That's all right. Welcome to the call.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. My movie star friend.
Thank you.
My buddy. I've already introduced you, German. Everybody knows we're really good friends, and they know that you're the expert here in the insurance realm. What I wanted to do, because people are going to start typing their questions into the comments section. Again, if you want to ask a question live, we don't have any problem. Just raise your hand. We'll unmute you, and we'll get you live. But I have a buddy who's asked a few questions. So I'm going to start with his questions. They don't visit the doctor much. They don't believe in doctors per se, as we all are seeing some issues sometimes out there. What they only want like an emergency type or critical care insurance. What is the monthly plan that you suggest for a husband and wife that are in their 40s?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Nice meeting you all. So we have 7 different plans. They're all PPOs. The carrier is Providence. These are private products. We have 4 minimum essential coverage plans that are loaded with benefits. Like we have a MEC 4, for example, that will give you everything, meaning all the preventive care that the federal government mandates for carriers to offer at no cost, like your mammogram, physical therapy, annual physicals, all that is included in all these plans. But with the MECs, you'll be able to accomplish that in regards to that question. The MEC 4 will cover things like emergency care, urgent care. It will have unlimited telemedicine. It will have doctor's office visit, prescriptions. It will have everything except the hospitalization. So that will totally meet that need for you guys. Also, this plan will satisfy any mandate in any state where you might be. In California, by just buying the MEC 1, which costs about $100, that will give you the tool to avoid any penalty from the government
For not having insurance. Most of the people that are here, German, we've got about 42 people on. Most of these people are living in the private and they're not really concerned about the government's opinion, but some are still. So I appreciate that. Listen, everybody, I just posted a link into the queue. It's the rates that you can see the MEC plan, the MEC 2, MEC 3, MEC 4, and get your mind wrapped around. And then the advanced plans, the IHP, the basic plus and premium. The full rate sheet's right there, so you can kind of peruse it as you're getting your questions brought forward. Let me get to the second question. This one's from my kitty cat. If we are a husband, well, no, you're married, baby. If we are a husband and wife, what plan do you suggest to make sure we are both covered if we have to go into emergency surgery? Would we be covered if diagnosed with something terminal? I think it is the MEC 3 based on what I read. Please explain MEC 3. I assume that is $482.50 a month, not a year.
So the MEC 3 will cover urgent care. It will cover outpatient surgery, but it will not cover hospitalization. For hospitalization, you will have to go through the basic plan. The basic plan, the basic, the plus and the premier, they're all large group plans, just so that you guys know how it's built internally. And all those 3 plans have chiropractic care for $25. It will have home health care.
And guys, just stop right there, German. That's huge, because a lot of these people would love to be able to see a chiropractor, and they understand that that's the private side way of being able to help ourselves, is dealing with the spinal issues, and that's where everything is stemmed from. So that was one of the major plus benefits for me that I saw within the plan of the network.
Totally. You will have here things like home health care. You don't see that in any individual plan. You only see them in large group plans, which means that you get an operation and you don't have anyone to care for you at home. Just by paying a $25 co-payment, basically, you will have someone, a professional licensed person coming to care for you. You obviously have everything, all the preventive care, but once again, not to go on and on, the basic plan will be what I would recommend for that couple that was asking in regards surgeries for hospitalization.
It's just for the hospitalization aspect. All right, third
Yeah.
question. His wife is not a US citizen. Does that
Not a
matter?
problem. Not a problem.
Just
We can
using
use any ID, any legal ID that you guys might have, meaning we can use a TIN number, TIN number. We can use an alien number. We can use political asylum numbers. We can use any number that someone might have in regards entering the country legally somewhere, somehow.
Awesome. Okay, his fourth question I can answer in the private. All right, so we have a question from Kristen. Kristen is asking, her husband and I are looking into this. Can she have the plus plan and her husband have the mech plan? Can you mix them?
No, husband and wife will go into the same plan. Unfortunately, unless you get individual plans.
Individual coverage, right?
Exactly.
So you can, Kristen, it's just probably going to be a little bit more to have less
Exactly.
coverage, whereas if you just had both on a couple onto that increased premium plan, then you'd be better off.
Exactly.
What would be the level plan for a woman that's 58 years old with diabetes, the cost of that plan?
Well, the cost doesn't go up or anything. Our plans are all guarantee issue. So it's just a matter of you choosing what level of prescription you want. But I will go with at least the basic, just because once again, you're gonna have a full-blown plan that will care for you.
And so what you're saying is the IHP basic, what would that cost for a 58-year-old woman?
The same, we only have one cost, and I'll tell you right
So
now how much.
age does not matter in this plan.
That's right.
So I should be searching everybody out to 60. In all honesty, the people that are in our website are 73% men that are over the age of 50.
Perfect. They're gonna
between
save
the
a
ages
lot of money.
70. Yeah. The max age of this plan is 64 years old.
That's right. 64 and 11 months, but 64, yes.
Right. Okay. And are these monthly rates that are
These are
posted
monthly
here?
rates, yes. This plan has been around for over 5 years, so that everyone knows. There are over 70,000 members in there. We alone, our company, has over 3,000 members in there. Me personally, I use the basic plan, so I'm a member. I use it. It's been great. Service has been great. We also cover in-network and out-of-network at the same co-payment. So if you're paying $25 for an office visit in-network and you want to see a doctor that is not in the network, you still can go and you will pay the same $25. Now, out-of-network, we cover up to 85%, but we still do, as opposed to companies like the Blue Crosses, etc., where they pay up to 75, we're paying up to 85. So it's a great thing. Anyways, that's why you guys know.
No, thank you. You know, and I'm looking at these rates. These rates are actually pretty good in comparison to what insurance costs nowadays.
Well, the family rate, so that you guys know, everyone, is unlimited number of kids. So our gold plan that costs you $695 in California, a gold plan like this one, because our plan has 0 deductibles and it's a PPO. We just switched a 55-year-old man that was paying almost $1,300 with a health net coverage with a deductible, a gold plan, to our $695 gold plan. He saved almost $700 a month. That's crazy. So yeah, once again, it's one age. I mean, it doesn't matter the age, as long as you are part of the organization with Kelby, these large group rates are applying to you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, hey, Philip, just give me a second. I see your hand up. Thank you for putting your hand up. Anybody else, if you want to ask a question, you can post it to the chat section or put your hand up. So can a coverage apply overseas or out of the United States?
No, No, it will
So if they
be
get
just
injured
in
out of the country, they're not covered.
they're not covered out of the United States.
Okay.
And in all fairness, no plan covers you unless you buy an international plan. They all tell you, hey, you pay and submit for reimbursement. I've been doing this 29 years, going to 30. I have not seen one person getting a refund for like a Kaiser or a service they got in Barbados.
So just Katie, for the record, if you do happen to get injured in another country, you can simply take a private jet back to Florida and file a claim. Not telling you to commit fraud. I mean, anyway, just kidding. We have Medicare and Medicare Advantage Plus. Is our plan to cover gaps and dental implants included?
Well, we do have a dental plan that is guarantee issue that we can make up that we have available for you guys through Kelby. These plans are, we have two of them. I say guarantee issue because in the individual market, all plans have waiting periods. This is a group plan again, like our health plans with a standard life, and standard life has 3 plans. I pay like $80 for mine, and it gives me $3,000 per year. That if I don't use the $3,000, it rolls over up to $1,200, and you can beat that. Dental insurance is the only insurance that we pay as we use. That's why you don't see great benefits in it unless you're going through a large group scenario that we do and we have. So anyways, we can do that at another time. I'll send you the info, Kelby.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Just next question. It's from Jeff. Jeff, you'd asked about catastrophic care in hospital. We addressed that previously in this call. It is recorded. So anybody that's on this call, I'm going to send out the copy of the recording right after this video so you can see your questions being answered. I'm going to unmute you, Philip. Please, you have the floor. Thank you. We can't hear you yet. You got to unmute something on your side.
Yep, I think there it is.
There you go.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. And I believe the gentleman's name is German.
Correct.
Yeah. First thing is a little later than I anticipated being on this call.
German, I told everybody to give you a hard time.
Oh,
You should play German.
Just
Thank
for the
you,
record,
David.
so we don't hear it again. German, I told everybody before you ask your question, make sure you give him a hard time for being late. But
That
this
is
guy
my
did
brother.
it
He
so
knows
well.
me.
It was painful. I didn't want it to happen any more than this guy because the way he did it was so painful. It was beautiful. Thank you, Philip.
Oh, wow. I was like in shock. What?
You're like, I know. German's like, what do I do with
I didn't know what to say.
that?
Thank
Got
you,
you.
Philip.
Okay, so my is I haven't
Philip is breaking off.
my question is I haven't gone through the process of establishing living in the private.
Yeah.
In my case,
One has nothing to do with the other.
okay. In my case, I'm on Medicare with SSDI, Social Security, disability, so on and so forth. But you can imagine when you look at what they charge and what you end up getting, is there a way to then drop out of if you go into private insurance? In other words, can I tell Medicare, sayonara, use the benefit money that is allocated normally and buy private insurance?
Well, you can always buy it. In regards to the other question, that would be probably for Kelby to answer. But you can, yes, you
I
can
think your
purchase.
question is, well, first off, Philip, what is your age, if you don't mind me asking?
56.
So you qualify for the next 9 years, whether you have Medicare or whether you have in comparison to this health plan. I think you just have to determine for you if the benefits over here are better than the benefits over there. And if you need an individual call just to discuss what the potential benefits for you would be comparative to what you already have, we'd be more than happy to arrange that. We're trying My cat is clawing my my monitor. Raina, come here, girl.
If you go ahead and mute me, because I got back.
Yeah, hold on. So here we go. So what we'll do, Philip, is we'll set up a time where we can reach out to you on an individual basis. We can try to get your questions answered right now, but specifically, you would have to address both of the benefits yourself and to make a determination of whether it'd be right for you. The great news that I didn't know about is when you look at the rates, and I'm going to post right here the rates, the rate sheets, and the benefits. I created a page on HISAdvocates.org. You can take a look at the link I just posted. And the rates are no matter what your age is. So for you, like with what German was saying, the IH Premium Premier is like the gold plan of all these health insurances. And for a guy your age with guaranteed issue, with no deductibles, with all these things, that plan and that rate applies for the next 9 years. Obviously, they may raise the rates or what have you, but that is the rate for you at $695 for like having a gold card to go into a hospital with. And where you're not gonna, you're not gonna get turned down, and you're not gonna get a bill later. And so just you got to make a determination by looking above on that rate sheet, because I posted the rate sheet above, and I posted the link that kind of gives the breakdown of the network, the rates, the individual costs. But again, because now we have close to 50 people on, I just want to say again, guaranteed issue. This is amazing. Chiropractic care. No medical questions to enroll, no deductible on prescriptions, no coinsurance, PPO network nationwide, preferred provider option. And if you happen to go outside of the network, it still works. No age band on, and it's one rate nationwide. So anybody that's got problems, and I'm not saying like we're not trying to attract all the problems of the world, but everybody's got some issue or some thing that they're carrying over from a previous insurance, and they're having to walk into a COBRA plan, and these COBRA plans go up 1.5 times, and they only guaranteed for another year or 18 months post their eviction from the office. Here's what's about to happen, as everybody knows. We're about to walk into a shutdown, okay? Again, and it's going to be based on carbon emissions. And in my opinion, they're going to go after the companies again. And if you don't take then you're going to have to lose your job. And there's people that are going to be out there trying to figure out what to do on the private side relating to their health insurance. And this is just an excellent way to get guaranteed issued insurance, even if you've got that problem where you have before, or you have that issue that you need to have it carried over to the new plan. All right, Philip? You good? All right. I am going to continue on the question side. Rhonda's got her hand raised. Rhonda, I'm going to unmute you. I asked to have you. There you go. What's your question?
My question is, I have a couple businesses, and I wanted to know if I could get a group plan. Is that an option?
Yes, Rhonda, we have group rates that are even lower in cost than the individual rates. We need 5 people minimum, regardless of size of the company. All you gotta do is offer these plans to anyone eligible, but we don't care as to how many people enroll, as long as we have 5. That would satisfy the mandate for you in regards to your company. And also the beauty of our plans is that you can choose what level of contribution you make, as opposed to a traditional plan, where you have to contribute at least 50% of the lowest cost plan. With us, you can decide, okay, I'm gonna give them $20, whatever amount. So that gives you
nice.
flexibility. If you have less than 5 employees enrolling, then we use the individual plans that you're seeing here. And we will do what is called a list billing, so that you get only one bill, and it will be the same conditions, meaning you can choose the level of contribution you're making, etc.
That's wonderful. So in order for us,
go ahead.
In order for us to move forward with this, what are the next steps is the next question.
So yeah, I'm going to send Kelby the information we need to give you an official proposal for the group. And I think from that we should start there. And if you don't have 5 people, then we go the individual route, like I said, but let me put together an official proposal for your company, and we can talk and set you up.
Okay,
So
thank you very much.
Rhonda, just type an email to support@hisadvocates.org that you're interested in a group plan and you want the information that Jeremy's going to get. We'll get it to you, and then if we need to set up some time where we can follow up to get you guys enrolled, we'll do that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you, Rhonda. I'm going to ask my good buddy Dallas. You got to unmute yourself on your end, Dallas, and you're good to go.
All right, thank you. Yeah, question for you real quick. And again, I know that we're doing this a little bit later than we had planned, but on the MEC 3 and
Yes,
so
I get it.
yeah, coachable is the word. Yeah. So
That's
I have
beautiful.
a family of 7, and I'm looking on the MEC 4 here. And when you take a look at like primary care office visit, special office visit, it says 4 visits per plan. So regardless if there's 7 of us, you get 4 per year, and then the rest you're paying out of pocket. Is that what that's saying? I mean,
No, you get 4 per member.
per member. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay.
And
4
that's
per
a
member.
great plan, Dallas. And for your whole family, for the MEC 4 will be $670.
Yeah.
And that will give you plenty of benefits, all the prescriptions. You also have, I forgot to mention this, but you all will have about 600 generic medications at no cost included in these plans, beside your generic brand, et cetera, et cetera.
All right. Then last question to that point. The only difference on the MEC 3 and MEC 4 then is just the plan visits as far as. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your time.
And I want you guys to know also this. So let's say you buy the MEC 4, God forbid you need an operation. I mean hospitalization, because with the MEC 4 you have outpatient surgery. Okay. So let's say that God forbid you need to be hospitalized. So what will happen? Because you go to the doctor hospital as a member of the network, which is multi-plan. Multi-plan is the largest private network of doctors in the United States. They've been around for over 30 years. Me personally have used them for over 29 years. So when you go there, even though our plan doesn't cover your hospitalization, because you're coming as a member, you will get what is called the negotiated rate. Okay, so you'll be paying less, even though we're not covering that. It's the same thing as having one of the blues. The blue plan might not cover a procedure, but you're coming as a member, so you get a lower rate. So that's a good thing too.
All right. Thank you, Dallas. Appreciate you, buddy. Jeff, we're going to unmute you. You got to do something on your end to unmute. Go for it, Jeff. Floor's yours.
Okay. All right. So when you said you covered this earlier, he really didn't. He mentioned whatever he was talking about did not include hospital. My opinion is, or for me, catastrophic care means hospital. I don't care about the doctors. I don't want to go visit a doctor or go see a doctor unless I have to, which I do twice a year. But beyond that, I don't really need coverage for that sort of thing. So is there something that is truly catastrophic care that doesn't?
No. What we can do is we can set you up with a hospital only plan with a carrier like Surebridge or Colonial or anything like that. So if you want that information, I will send it to Kelby, and that will probably be what you're looking for, just hospital.
Okay, now I think I'm covered by catastrophic care with Medicare, just because I'm over 65. And
Okay,
I think covered that way anyway. Is that correct?
that's correct. And it's not in your best interest to have 2 carriers, especially when you're on Medicare. Yeah. So I think you're fine.
All right. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay, let's get to so coverage would end here at the age of 65, correct?
Yes.
What happens to the people that go past 65?
Well, if you're on the group plan, You can be 80, and as long as you're part of that group, you're still covered. On the individual side, 64 and 11 months. After that, you go into Medicare.
So you're saying if let's just hypothetical this, if his advocates, what proof of employment is required?
W-2.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So anybody that would have a typical group plan would need a W-2 employee, or they would have to produce that to prove coverage ability for their employee.
Exactly.
Yeah, most people are going to be utilizing a foundation. There are, I'm sure, a ton of people out there, especially in businesses that are above 5 employees, that are operating in that fashion. And then maybe the owner is dealing with us on the private side. So I'm sure that would work.
So what we'll do in that sentence, in that instance, Kelby, we use the individual plans. The beauty of our plans, everyone, once again, is that you're coming into a group as individuals. So if your coverage with us is terminated, you will get a letter saying that your group coverage has ended. You can take that letter and go to Obamacare at any time and enroll. Why? Because that will be a qualifying event. So let's say Dallas has the MEC 4 and we, God forbid, need an operation. Well, terminate our plan, get the letter from us, go and enroll in the Blues, and they will have to take you because that's a qualifying event and do your operation.
So I have a question, because you said that if somebody has a group plan that they are covered up to the age of 80 per se, and they just need to prove a W-2. How is it that these people are becoming a part of a group plan if they're not doing a W-2?
Because you're coming through a limited partnership. A limited partnership was created about 5 years ago. Just so you guys know, this limited partnership was challenged by the Department of Labor. The limited partnership sued the Department of Labor in Texas. I think I sent you all this info, Kelby, did I?
Yeah, no, it passed the Supreme Court. Got it.
Yeah. So, and they won.
Yeah.
So we're the only organization with these products with endorsement from the government, really.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing. So that's how you can enter as an individual through a group scenario. And it's a true group. And once again, the beauty is that if you terminate with us, that makes it a qualifying event. We don't want you to terminate it, but it is what it is. And you can take the letter and go and enroll and get another plan.
Correct. So in reference to, and I'm going to address this question personally, German, if you don't mind. I think the first part of this question you're going to have, and the second part I'll have. But in reference to a legal ID, are there any other non-U.S. IDs accepted? International driver's permit, obviously spouse, or suppose a U.S. passport. They'll accept a U.S. passport, but international driver's permit, anything like that, as long as they have a U.S. Okay, so they need an actual state ID or a Fed issued ID.
Exactly.
U.S. address needed. So Greg, let's talk this through a little bit. There's two elements that we're talking from why people worry over the jurisdiction of giving an address, or the jurisdiction of using a governmental ID. If I guarantee, Greg, I can help you with getting a governmental ID where you remain private, guarantee, because we differentiate the U.S. person, which is the artificial person, which is the citizen, from you as the living man right on the applications. And so the issue of the ID goes here at the artificial person level, because that is the artificial person getting the ID. You're just holding a quote unquote office. And when you're coming through our system and our program and you read our docs, understanding the trust law elements here and why holding that office is what is how they gain the jurisdiction over you. We redesign that structure in a living in the private, and we help people come completely on the private side, maintaining their ability to hold a license or an ID in their wallet, maintaining the ability to have an address to give at a UPS box or USPS box, and not having to worry about jurisdiction coming to them at their level. So just think on that, understand that that is a concern of everybody's, but it's not a concern of mine per se, because I know how to make sure that we contract properly within our living in the private program. Elizabeth, I'm over 65, have Medicare and Medi-Cal. So this coverage plan is not for me. State of the Union man or woman also does. That's correct for now. Elizabeth, we're working on things. Also doesn't filling out a W-2 make you a U.S. citizen of the corporation. We're not asking people to fill out a W-2, Elizabeth, to come into this plan. What German was saying is if you have a group plan with 10, 5 or more employees, with 20 employees, whatever, the coverage proof to get the group rates would be the W-2 of the existing employees. That's what he was saying. Philip, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. And ironically, we have 2 Zoom meetings going. Dental insurance, dental only. In my case, being that I'm on Medicare already with SSDI, and how quickly can I get it? Because as you can see, I need it yesterday because the medications I take dry out my mouth. Long story short, dental insurance company like me probably do best not to withdraw from my Medicare. Go ahead and mute me.
The dental plan, the dental insurance, you can get at the end of the month and have an effective date of the first of the following month. So we can go as late as enrolling you at the end of the month. So anytime we enroll you this month, you'll be able to use it February 1st. And we have a Standard Life and Concordia. Concordia covers and insure all the military for dental. They're huge. So with Concordia, you have 3 plans. One of them will give you $5,000 of annual benefit. You never hear of that. And it's like $100. And I believe it covers implants and all kinds of things. It's really good. I got all my dental work with this insurance. I had no waiting periods, nothing.
So German, send me that information too, so I can forward it on to Philip.
I will.
Next question from Carrie, is a 1099 acceptable instead of a W-2 to prove employment?
No. What happens is this, guys. That's why you guys know. In theory, any carrier can cover a 1099 under a group. The problem is that there's a form that they never tell you about, and that's why nobody signs it, because the form established an employer-employee relationship with that 1099. And that now makes screw up all the taxes and everything you're telling the government. So that's why nobody does. But so the answer is, yeah, 1099, we put them through the individual channel if you want to help them. And we
Gotcha.
can set up a group like through the individual, because we will send you a list billing. So you get one bill, but it's really not a through group chassis per se.
Thank you, German. All right, Alex, we just unmuted you. You got to unmute yourself locally and then go ahead and ask your question.
Good morning, fellas. Good morning. Sorry for popping in late.
It's all right.
So my question is regarding the section on the PDF that mentions I think preventative and wellness care. It says it's included, but I wasn't able to find additional details to clarify that. So long story short, what I'm looking at this year is a annual chiropractic plan that's about $2,500, and then a neurobiologist treatment plan that's about 18.5 for the year.
So is there a question, Alex?
Yeah, I wasn't clear on the details and documents provided, if I would be able to have those 2 things covered.
Gotcha.
Gary, let me check. Can I check my screen?
Yeah, let me get you to be the host. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna share with you guys the preventive care that our plans have. Can you guys see it?
Yes, I can see.
So this is all the preventive that all of our plans have. As you can see, all these preventive care are based on mandates from the different arms of the government. For example, you will have one abdominal aneurysm screening throughout the plan once a lifetime. And you will have, I can send you this, Kelby, so you can distribute breast cancer preventive as prescribed, breast cancer screening one time every 2 plans years. All this is free. You can always use also your office visit for any type of physical exams or anything like that. But all of these preventive care procedures are free of charge, because that's what the federal government mandates for plans to be in compliance.
Perfect.
Okay, now let me show you guys something else. This is a little more info on the Premier plan, which is our gold plan. As you can see, there is no deductible right here, 0. You have an out-of-pocket maximum because all plan needs to have it. Once you spend that out of your pocket, the plan covers you at 100%. But now look at this.
That's
This is
per annum.
in-network and out-of-network coverage. Specialists, other physicians, second opinion, urgent care, telemedicine unlimited. The telemedicine you do in network because you're making a call to an MD.
So what people don't, a lot of people don't know, maybe telemedicine is the ability to get on the phone with a doctor immediately and not have to leave your home. But go ahead.
Thank
Jim.
you. Inpatient hospital, $350. That covers everything, guys. That's all you're gonna pay. The same thing for a pregnancy. It's $350 for the whole thing. So here you have inpatient surgery and anesthesia, emergency room service is $350. If they admit you, you're hospitalized, the $350 is waived. Lab work, radiology, you got everything. But let me show you. This is the maternity, $350. Allergy, you don't get that one with individual plans. Chiropractic,
Practic, yep.
10 visits, $25. In-network and out-of-network. Home health care, 20 visits at $25. Chemical dependency, inpatient and out-of-patient. You don't get that also on individual plans.
So wait a minute. So if somebody has a drug issue or a drug problem and they can go up to 10
Yep.
days per year for a $250 copay.
That's right. That's right. You don't see that on individual plans at all. And these are the generics that I mentioned. They're all in the preventive side, but there is a bunch of them at 0 cost. Is that crazy? Okay, now.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Now, okay.
Hey, give me
So
back.
what is the only requirement that you guys will have is to, obviously you enter to the limited partnership. What is the requirement? To download a browser that they will provide. Like I download the browser in my phone and I just open it when I remember, honestly. And maybe at times I need to research a restaurant and I use it. If you use it, at the end of the year, the limited partnership anonymize the information, sell it, pay you some dollars. That is the only thing for you to do to join this group plan as individuals.
Hey, Scarlett has a question. She's asking the reason why I'm offering HISAdvocate members private insurance is to prevent assumed coming government to force the vax or have no insurance. No, what I was saying is just like they did before, where they mandated companies with over 100 employees. This is an opportunity for people that have existing issues and need coverage now and don't want to go over to a COBRA plan. They can come directly into this network, get guaranteed insurance on a private side because you're not using your social security number. And it's just an excellent option. But there will be a lot of people moving into opportunities like this. in the next year or 2 years, because there's a lot of people, and if it's not from the economy, if it's not from the forced government shutdowns, there's a lot of people that are going to be quitting these companies. That's all I was trying to say. Lori, I'm going to unmute you and go ahead. You have the floor.
Yeah, so I was curious about, like Philip, because we have a similar situation with the dental plans. So I was understanding that, German, that you said that there is a plan that covers $3,000 a year that rolls over, and then another plan with 5,000
Yes.
a year that rolls over.
Yes.
Now, is it possible to, be able to use that in combination, kind of like how Medicare and Medicaid work together? Do you know what I mean?
Well, let me explain you guys something. Medicare and Medicaid are one. It's not separate. Okay, Medicaid, the government used it to put people that are in poverty, terminally ill, and cannot afford things, but they're all the same. That's
Yeah,
what you guys.
I understand that. What I guess the point, the question I'm trying to get answered is, because I do have Medicare, but I have an Advantage plan. They cover $1,800 a year for dental, but that doesn't roll over. Okay, I need
No,
more coverage than that. So if
For
I
sure.
if I purchase one of these plans on top of what I already have, can I use both together?
So, okay, so I'm gonna give you the straightforward answer. The answer in theory is yes. In practicality, might be no. Why? Because carriers will need to determine who is the primary carrier and who is the secondary, and usually that creates a mess. I never ask people to get two coverage, because you're number one, you need to ask the dentist, hey, bill this guy first. And it creates a lot of confusion and a mess. So me as an insurance broker cannot tell you yes, buy two plans. But hey, if you can do that, then the answer is that sure, get two plans. But that's the problem you're gonna face.
Okay.
So if I heard you correctly, you as a broker cannot advise somebody to have two plans, but just like they handle fractional reserve banking and insure mortgage default swaps 5 times on one house,
Exactly.
you're saying it's feasibly possible if you can manage that
Exactly.
with the doctor at the local doctor level.
Totally.
Hey, Philip, the floor is yours. Thank you, Lori. Any other questions, Lori?
I think I'm good for now.
Good, thank you. Philip, go ahead.
Okay, now, not for my own personal need, but it's a crisis nationwide. I heard him say, if I understand correctly, that members through an association, let's say, for example, I put together a ministry and my focus is on addiction and mental health. Are you saying that there's a way that I could employ people?
No,
Or
Not as a ministry, no.
yeah, no, that has
Or-
been tried.
how do you develop a group insurance where you can get specifically that kind of coverage for addicts? I mean, you're talking twice a year, you said?
Well,
That's
trust me
crazy.
in this field, everybody has tried to do what you're thinking, meaning let me set up a group so I can save money, get a better plan. Trust me, it's not new. Carriers are aware of it. So if you approach a carrier, hey, I have an association, I want to do this, we're going to ask you how many thousands of people you have. Same with us, because we know that traditionally, if it's not a, like we're doing this with you guys because I know Kelby. Okay, but if a group like Kelby approach me, I have to be careful. Why? Because we can get a lot of bad business, because this is a plan that is guarantee issue, blah, blah, blah. So it's the same thing in regards to an association. Any carrier will ask you, okay, how many thousands of people we can bring in? Why? Because we're gonna be bypassing some rules and setting up a group plan for individuals, you see? So the answer is keep trying. If you find a way, let me know. But everybody's thinking the same thing, basically.
Well, no, it's almost it kind of what I'm hearing is if I did know a bunch of people who needed that kind of medical attention, I have to be careful, how I call it, because I'm not a solicitor or anything like that. It's almost like, hey, join Kelby's group, you can get insurance to go take care of your addiction. That's
Well, it's not necessarily written like that, but the element of somebody being able to have personal insurance, like if they had this insurance plan personally and they had an addiction issue or what have you, they could take advantage of that for their own benefit and it would be cost covered under that. That's all German's saying. The element of trying to gain group access for all your members that would have that same issue, German's saying that would be an issue.
Yeah.
right. Okay, I see what he's saying. Okay.
Yeah, we had a group.
It's because you're focusing on an issue.
Well, we're operating on a carrier level, and we want obviously good business, good experiences. We had a group that brought us. We had a group that was sending us clients from a maternity center. So we had like 50 maternity claims from the start. And we're going, why are you doing this? You're gonna put us out of business. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, thank you, German. All right, Lorianne, go ahead. You have the floor again.
Okay, so I don't know if Philip is coming from a place of, maybe thinking about starting a ministry and maybe providing shelter and insurance maybe for people who, were homeless and, are having issues. And so now he wants to move some of these people into what what he's created to help them. And now he's got a group of people who would need coverage. And I don't know if he's coming from that perspective, but that would be a question. I just.
So like Lori, for example, in California, there's neighborhoods that have houses with 7-8 bedrooms in them and people are buying up those houses and they don't need insurance. They go to the state and drug abusers call their website up and the state pays for that individual to get coverage and get treatment and get well through the state. So what we're talking about, and that's the public side, that's tapping in and that's the public side. What we're talking about is being able to still have that on an individual basis for yourself if you happen to have an issue through this ministry. And so I hear the business mind is flipping, but in like this state, there's no need for it. You're going to make 30 grand a month per room, with 1 or 2 guys in that room. And so that's what people are doing all over the nation because other states are doing it as well. But and so Philip, you may want to look at it that way if you're trying to help people get treatment. Anything else, Lori?
No, I should look into that in my state. Yeah.
God bless. Thank you. If you're a business owner and you don't work for anyone, are you able to apply for insurance? Yeah, you can apply for it on an individual basis. You don't get the group rate. The group rate starts at 5 or more employees. Next question, the German, this is for you. Which plan do I need to start cover treatment for a neurobiologist? About $1,400 a month, $18K a year.
I don't understand the question.
So Alex, let me send you the coverage. Like German, you're going to give me the link of what is covered within the plan on the preventative stuff. Let me send that to you, Alex, and let's start reverse engineering that and seeing if you are in fact covered for a neurobiologist within that. Let's see, anything else? Scarlet. I am paying to have the AI beast. The AI beast is tracking everybody right now. Nanoparticulates, everybody. All right. German, Thank you for coming, man. Any closing
Thank
comments?
you, brother. Let's see when we do lunch, okay? Let me know.
Absolutely. God bless you, brother.
God
And
bless you.
thank you for coming on. Let's just talk
Thank you,
about,
brother.
if anybody's interested in getting this, again, I'm going to post the link right here into the chats area. When you apply, I do want to say something. The ministry gets 15% of your premium. It goes to Health Coverage Foundation, and 100% of your premium gets donated to going after children that have been abducted. We do have a couple of organizations that we're supporting, and that's where your premium is going to. So we thank you for this opportunity to help them, and that's all. The only reason why we're doing this and trying to find solutions for people in the private. Thanks, Sherman. Hey, Philip, if you have a question, just post it to support@hisadvocates.org, and we'll get you answered right away.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
God bless,
Bye.
guys. We're going to be doing this every 2 weeks, just to help address any further issues that you may have, or if you want to bring a friend to get looked into for private health insurance. But the links for enrollment and information, just make sure that you use our agent code so you can support moving kids into freedom. God bless. We've had a lot of success. The ministries we support have had a lot of success, and we look forward to helping them more. So God bless you guys, and thank you, and have a great day. Appreciate it.